Yes, sir. What can I... Keep your hands down.
Your voice.
Shut up.
I know your...
Lou! Lou, what was that?
Joey didn't kill Mr. Walker. Don't you think I'd know it if he could kill somebody? I'm his wife. Mr. Maris, please help Joey.
Why did you come to me, Mrs. Nelson? Because you read in the paper, or you heard from somebody that Herb Maris can get your Joey out of prison?
You can.
I can try. If a man is innocent, if he doesn't belong in jail, then I can try. But our prisons are filled with men who'll swear they're innocent. There isn't a petty thief or a murderer in any prison in this country who won't get up on his hind legs and scream that he's been framed, that he's innocent as a child. Sure, your Joey will say he didn't kill anybody, but you know something? They all say that.
Joey didn't kill anybody.
What makes you so sure?
I'm sure because I know my husband, Mr. Maris. I suppose it doesn't matter to you. But when you love someone the way Joey and I love each other, you know.
The look in their eyes is always the same. Hurt, desperate, near panic. The tone of voice is always the same. Pleading, helpless, with their emotions bared like a raw wound. I believe you said that's how Mrs. Walker identified him at the trial. Because he limps.
Yes.
In other words, Mrs. Nelson, your husband worked for Lou Walker. They had a fight, and he was fired. Then he came back to rob him, got panicky, and killed him.
No. What's the use? You just don't think he's innocent.
Mrs. Nelson, I'll have a talk with your husband. Most men in prison belong there. Most of them insist they don't. But police aren't in the business of sending innocent men to jail. The exceptions are few and far between, but it can happen. Was this one of those exceptions? The transcript of Joey Nelson's trial had given me no false hopes. There was too much against him. Taking my first good look at Joey Nelson didn't make things any clearer. He was sullen, defiant, bitter. All right, let's have this fast and straight. My name is Maris. I'm an attorney, and I'm here because your wife asked me to come.
Betty?
She says you didn't kill Lou Walker. Is that what you say, too?
I didn't kill anybody.
All right, I'll take it off for you. You worked for Lou Walker, you fought with him, and he fired you.
Did you see it wasn't that?
I'm doing the talking. You were out of work for 9 weeks. You needed money, and you needed it badly. You put a mask over your face, and you tried to take it. Walker recognized you, you panicked, and you killed him.
No, I tell you.
I read the transcript. You admitted in court that the night Walker was shot, you were on that very street.
I was. But I didn't kill him.
What were you doing there?
Walking.
Walking? You were a block from the man you'd like to kill, and you say you were walking?
I was.
Were you with anybody? Did anybody see you?
No.
And you call that an alibi?
I don't need an alibi. I didn't do anything.
All right, talk.
It's true I worked for Mr. Walker. It's true I had a fight with him. That was Ralph's fault mostly. Ralph's his cousin. And you see, well, it's kind of hard to explain, but Ralph was picking on me a lot about my bad leg. I guess I got a temper, Mr. Maris. So one day I hit him. You know how it sort of gets you when a guy picks on you?
Everything about Joey, everything he said and didn't say, seem to be a story of guilt. Everything. But it's never that simple. It's never everything. My mind keeps saying, is it possible this man is innocent? And what if he should be? Then what? Then you remember the look on his wife's face and start at the beginning.
We found this gun in your son's room.
Every time a gas station's knocked off, you blame my boy. He's not the only crook in town.
There was blood on the gun barrel and hair that came from the head of the man at the gas station.
He can prove Weaver somewhere else.
Stop
Where?
that walking.
At his
Go
building.
over and sit down.
What's her name?
You're making me nervous.
Her last name.
I don't know. I think it's Jackson.
Where does she live?
Oh, at the 3rd Street Bridge.
What is her address?
Well, I see they picked up Carson on a GTA.
Sure, we questioned him right up until 4 o'clock in the morning, but the only thing he told us was that he wanted to see his lawyer. No, we turned him loose. He won't go anyplace. He's too scared. Okay. No, in a couple of minutes. I want to call my wife. The kid's got the measles. Yeah.
He'll be back in a minute.
Oh, it's you again. What do you want?
Oh, that's not a very friendly greeting, Lieutenant.
I don't feel friendly. I'm late, and I'm sure you didn't come here to make my life any easier.
You probably wouldn't be late if you'd shave and dress at home instead of on the taxpayer's time.
I haven't been home. I've been out on a case all night. Who is it this time?
Joey Nelson.
Who?
Joey Nelson.
Name sounds familiar. Tell me more.
The flower shop killing.
You're wasting your time.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I remember the case very well, open and shut. The evidence was overwhelming. The widow identified
The
him.
widow saw a man's back.
Yes. She saw him running away, limping.
Lots of people limp.
You want some advice, counselor? Some good advice?
Always.
You're a good attorney. You're respected in this town. You got a lot of good clients, respectable people.
Most of them.
Well, stick with them, will you, and leave us alone? We've got a good, clean case against Nelson. We made it stick. Why? Because he's guilty.
You never found the murder gun.
So we didn't find the murder gun. What does that mean? That we let a killer go free? Just because he was able to hide a gun? No, no.
No one saw him killed.
Counselor, you're on the wrong track. We don't railroad people into the death house. And if I thought for 1 minute that that boy was innocent, I'd be on your team.
I want the files on Joey Nelson. It always seems fruitless to retrace all the steps of a criminal case that's been closed. But there are no shortcuts. Any mistakes that might have been made are never obvious, or the man wouldn't be in prison. And it's that much worse when you have no reason to believe that there was a mistake. Nothing to make me feel that Joey's innocent. Just some gnawing doubt that keeps me from being sure he's guilty. The file on Joey Nelson at best could give me only a starting point. It would be, as usual, a precise record of efficient police efforts to investigate a murder and to apprehend the murderer. But it would give me the names of all possible people involved. It might also tell me something about each of the witnesses and the extent of their knowledge. The most damaging testimony, the wife of the murdered man.
Well, what I don't get, Mr.
Maris,
The trial's over. Why do you bother me now?
Joey Nelson's going to be electrocuted, Mrs. Walker.
So?
I realize this is difficult for you. Mr. Walker's death was a tragedy, but I think it
Tragedy.
wasn't it?
He was a fat slob.
I see.
No, you don't. You don't see it all, Mr. Maris.
Would you mind telling me what you mean?
Joey Nelson did me a favor. A big favor.
How?
I married Lou for just one reason only. Security. And he knew it, too. He got me to marry him by telling me that when he died, I'd be very well off. And he told Ralph the same thing.
Ralph, the shop assistant?
Yeah, that's Lou's third or fourth cousin. I don't know. Lou overworked him, underpaid him, and kept telling him that when he died, Ralph had owned the shop. Well, the poor jerk believed him. Kept telling his girlfriend that someday he's going to be very rich. So now Lou's dead. And who's got his dough?
You.
That's right. All of it. Now, any more questions, Mr. Maris?
Yes, where can I find Ralph?
Oh, what for? He don't know anything.
Where can I find him?
Well, probably with Verna. She works in a diner out on the Silver Road, the Port Diner.
Verna's his girl?
Ask him.
I will.
We're almost closed. The main dining will be open for a while.
Just coffee, please.
You want a jelly roll? It's supposed to be fresh.
I'd rather talk to you, Verna.
You're kind of fresh yourself.
I'd like to talk about Joey Nelson.
Well, who's he?
Oh, come on now, Verna. You know who he is. He's the boy who's going to go to the electric chair.
Who are you? Cop?
No. My name is Maris, Herb Maris. I'm an attorney.
Sorry. I'm not interested.
Okay. Let's talk about Ralph. I hear he told you he was going to be rich when Mr. Walker died.
Ralph was always going to be rich. Now, look, will you down your coffee? I got to close up.
Does talking about Joey and Ralph make you nervous, Verna?
Will you please get out of here? I'm late now.
Stay with Ralph?
That's none of your business.
Tell him I'd like to talk to him sometime. Your coffee's good, Verna. I'll drop in for some more. Maybe tomorrow.
Great. I'll hang by my thumbs while I'm waiting.
Don't do that. Just think about Joey Nelson. He's going to die. Four possibilities. Mrs. Walker, Ralph, Verna, or an unknown. Police records indicate the last possibility as being the most unlikely, and Verna had a solid alibi. That leaves Mrs. Walker and Ralph, or Joey. Police reports stated car window broken, no one injured. It didn't say I was alive by inches and that somebody may have shot at me because I was asking too many questions about Joey Nelson.
So somebody took a couple of shots at you. Did you actually see them fire?
Of course not. It was dark.
Oh, what do you want me to do, Counselor? Just go out and arrest somebody?
Listen, I'm working on the Joey Nelson case and somebody takes 3 shots at me. Now, doesn't that suggest, slightly hint, Lieutenant, that maybe something's wrong?
You work on a lot of cases that could suggest a lot of things.
Well, then reopen this case.
I told you, Counselor, the case is closed.
And somebody wants it to stay closed. The shots prove that.
I can't arrest anybody on that kind of proof.
You've got a man headed for the death house on exactly that kind of proof.
Counselor, evidently nobody informed you. But officially, I'm not even assigned to the case anymore.
What are you doing now, ducking behind the rule book?
You know me better than that.
All right. At least talk to Verna. Ask her why it is that I'm talking to her for 1 minute and the next the air is full of slugs. Will you do that? Will you ask her?
Unofficially, I intended to.
Look, are you going to sit around here all day?
I'm comfortable, Verna.
Well, I'm not.
No.
What if the boss comes in? How's it going to look, a cop sitting around here because of me?
You can get rid of me easy enough. Exactly did Ralph say about the shots?
He said he didn't hear them.
Oh. You didn't know anything about the shots, and Ralph didn't know anything about the shots. You didn't hear him, and Ralph didn't hear him. Yet you and Ralph talked about him. Is that right?
No, I don't know. Look, for the last time, I don't know anything about any shots, about Joey Nelson, Ralph, or anything about anything. Now, are you satisfied?
Satisfied, Verna? No. I'm not nearly satisfied.
So the governor turned down the kid's appeal. So what?
Joey's going to die, Agnes. In less than 24 hours, he's going to die in the electric chair.
Well, why the big production? Look where it is in the newspaper, page 6 or something like that. So the kid's going to get his. Who cares?
I do.
I don't. Case is closed.
That's where you're wrong, Agnes. The case is still open. Lieutenant Weston's working on it again.
I don't believe you.
Where do you think Weston is now? He's down at the diner questioning Verna. That's the truth, Agnes. The case is wide open.
Police are questioning Verna?
That's right, and they'll be questioning you again, too.
Well, why me? I told my story in court.
The true story, Agnes.
Well, I thought it was the truth.
You thought, but you're not so sure now.
No, I saw the guy running down the street.
But first, you'd just seen your husband dead, and you felt that somebody had done you a favor, a big favor. That's what you told me.
All right, so what?
But in court, you were just thinking of the money. You weren't thinking of the life of the man who was on trial. Are you going to let a boy die when you know he isn't guilty? Are you going to be able to live with that, Agnes?
Easy.
All right. Let's stop thinking about the money and start thinking about you and what happens to you next time in court if you perjure yourself or withhold any evidence. They'll throw the book at you, Agnes. I can promise you they will.
I wasn't lying.
Did you see the face of the man who was running away?
No, he was wearing a mask.
Can you describe the clothes he had on?
No, but he was limping, and Joey limps.
You could limp, too, if you wanted to. So could I. So could Ralph.
Ralph?
Ralph had the same build as Joey. Ralph expected to be rich when your husband died, didn't he?
What do you mean?
Well, you're here. Ralph's on the loose. If he killed once, he could kill again. What good would your money do then?
Ralph hated Joey. He was always making fun of him, imitating his limp.
So it could have been Ralph you saw.
Yeah, I guess it could.
Could have been or was.
I don't know.
Ralph killed your husband, didn't he? You know that.
I'm not sure, I tell you.
It was Ralph, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe it was. Now leave me alone.
Ralph, you can't come in. The place is closed. What's the matter with you? Busting in here like a wild man.
Never mind that. You've been talking to the cops, haven't you?
There was a cop here.
He asked you about those shots the other night, didn't he?
Of course.
What'd you tell him?
I didn't tell him anything. Oh, I'm going home.
You're not going anywhere. Tell me about that cop.
Well, what do you expect? You come around here with a gun, take a shot at somebody, and you think you're going to keep it a secret?
I've still got that gun. I want to know exactly what you told that cop about me.
What could I tell him?
Don't be cute. You're the one that always wanted money. You knew exactly what I'd have to go through to get that money.
But, Ralph, I only said that if
You only said you couldn't wait.
But I didn't mean for you to go...
Don't lie.
You're hurting me.
Verna, you never killed anyone, did you? With a gun, I mean. You know, once you do that, the next time it's easier.
Now, Ralph, you stop that. You don't know what you're saying. Listen, I don't care about the money or anything else. All I ever wanted was you, Ralph. Well, we can get out of here. We can go someplace together. Just you and me together, Ralph. You know what that would be like? Just you and me alone.
Will you go with me now, tonight?
Yes. Tonight. Right now.
So you did lie.
No.
You did tell the cops.
No, I didn't, Ralph.
Okay, Verna. We'll go out of here together. But you're going in front of me. They can't get me without getting you.
Oh, my arm.
distance and to protect yourself. He's armed.
There are 2 cars and a mortar around the front.
All right, get around the back. All right, Ralph. The entire area is surrounded. If you've done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. If you have, we'll get you out of there one way or another.
He killed Walker.
Let's get him out of here. You know, I guess sometimes it doesn't show, but I don't like to see an innocent man in jail any more than you do. Thanks a lot, Counselor.
Let's get some fresh air.